Hey, Michaela, this is Miss Tracy. So, I'm looking at this one that was marked wrong on quiz 22. And the reason it's not correct is because you have two place digits here, or two in the tens value. We only want to display the ones value. So what you've got to do is move the decimal point from here to here. So that's going to be 3.5 times 10. And because we moved it forward, we're going to add one exponent. So that'd be to the 2 power. So this is the right answer. You were almost there. It's just the format. It has to be where there's only a ones place in scientific notation. So if you do that, it'll be correct. All right. Let me look at the next one and see what you need help with. Okay, Michaela, on this one where it says find the surface area, when it doesn't say lateral, it means total. So that's what it means. When it says find the surface area, it means find all of the surface area. So that means total surface area. If it only wants you to find the sides, then it will only find the sides. Okay, so we know the area here, the surface area here, we know we've got, let me do these internal little fold lines for us, which those are not very good. But we know we've got a back triangle and a front triangle, and they're identical. So we're going to find the area of this triangle right here. Base times height, the base times height. That's going to be 120 divided by 2 is 60 centimeters square. So it's the area of one of these triangles. So when we add our surface area together to get the total, we've got the front triangle plus the back triangle. And I put that in 60 centimeters and 60 centimeters. Now we got to find the area around, like all of this around on the sides, the lateral surface area. And we find lateral surface area by the perimeter of the main shape, which is this triangle here. That's the main shape. And we've got 13 plus 13 plus 24 for the perimeter of that triangle. And that's right here. And that's all in centimeters. And then the length of that, the side length, is 19. So we added up the perimeter, that's 50, times the side length of 19. When we multiply that, we get 950. So when we get the total surface area, we have the front triangle, the back triangle, and the lateral surface area. We add all those three together and we get 1070 centimeters square. All right. So look at what you were doing and see maybe where you messed up on that. But this is the total. That's the answer for that one. All right, let's look and see if there's another one. Okay, so we had some algebraic phrases where you got confused. So this is the opposite of. So when we say the opposite of, we're saying -1 times that number. So -1 times 1/5, and then of a number that's going to be times n. So if we say -1 times 1/5 times n, that's going to be -1/5 n. That's going to be your answer. All right, sweetheart? So in the next one, we had the sum of. So that means we're going to add some things together. And after the of is telling us what's being added together. So 3 times the opposite, that's -1, of a number. That's n, so times n. And is our operation of sum. So that's going to be plus -4. So when we get all of this down, we're going to say 3 times -1 times n. That's going to be -3n. And this plus -4, we know the negative is going to override that plus sign. So it'll be -4, just like that. And that would be your answer. Okay? Sometimes it helps to write out each one and then put it into perspective. You were really close here. You were really close. It's just where it has the sum of in front of 3 times. That means the 3 times comes inside of that parenthesis with that first term. Okay, let's look at the next one. All right, here we have a conversion problem where you have convert 29 inches to yards. So we are going to write it like this. We have 29 inches over 1 times. We want to convert inches, so we put inches on the bottom so we can cancel it out like a unit of measure. So then we have it in feet. We move from feet to yards, so we put feet on the bottom, which cancels it out as a unit of measure. So then we have yards left in the top. That's the unit of measure we wanted to go to. Well, across the top we have 29 times 1 times 1, that's 29. We ignore our 1s. And then we have 12 times 3, so that'd be 12, and then 3. And then the unit of measure that we have is yards. So this is the way that I want you to answer the problem. Okay? 29 over 12 times 3 in yards. If you do that, I don't have to have you do that next step. You don't have to solve it. You can just write it like this, because then you don't have to worry about which decimal place do I need to round to or anything like that. You can just type it in exactly like that in a fraction. Okay, so do it like that, and then it makes solving the problem a lot easier because you don't have to. You just have to type in where those numbers fall. All right, let's look at the last one, I believe. All right, here's the last one that you struggle with. So we have some mixed numbers here in this proportion statement, and we know how to solve it. We know whenever we have 2 fractions equal to each other, we need to cross multiply. But first, we've got to get rid of these mixed numbers. So I'm going to rewrite this as x over 4 over 5, because this is already a fraction without any whole numbers. So I'm going to redo this one. I'm going to say 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3. That's going to be 15 over 4. And then this one, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So it's 8 over 3. Now that I have improper fractions, we're going to cross multiply. So x times 8 over 3 is 8 over 3x, just because we like to write the variable second. And then this one is going to be 4 over 5 times 15 over 4, right? So I can see right away that I can cancel these 4s. I don't have to actually use those. And then that's going to equal 15 over 5. I can rewrite that because I know that I can divide 15 by 5 and get 3. So now the way we get rid of that fraction times x is to do the opposite, or the inverse. Not the inverse, the reciprocal. Miss Tracy gets her words mixed up sometimes. So the reciprocal fraction times that fraction would give me 24 over 24, which would cancel and be 1, so x. But then I have to do the same thing over here. So I turn that into a fraction and multiply it times 3 over 8 as well. And then 3 times 3 is 9, and 1 times 8 is 8. And I can't reduce that any, so my answer is 9 over 8. Okay, so maybe you see where you messed up. I'm not sure what that point was for you. So go back and look at your notes and see what you did, and see where maybe you put something in the wrong place when you were multiplying. But check that out and see where you need to make corrections for next time so you can do better. And that's all you had, sweetheart. One of the problems you did have correct, but I had a typo in the problem. So I put the answer for the problem the way it was typed in the system. All right, so you had it right based on what you could see. I had the answer key for the problem the way it was supposed to be. So I fixed it, and you got that one marked right. So don't worry about that. That was the number of computers at the university. You had the right answer. You did that math right. It was the answer key was wrong. So don't worry about that one. All right, that's all I have, sweetheart, and I hope that helps you a lot. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye for now.